In this video, we are going to look at the rise and fall and rise again of Chennedy Carter. How is she putting up numbers? Will she sustain it? And how did so many people get it wrong? Yes, Back to Sports is having to take a hard look at themselves in the mirror, which we will address in this video. But before we start, if you enjoy the content, then please consider subscribing to the channel and giving the video a like, as it really helps. All right, let's get into this. Now, if you are not aware, prior to the 2023 WNBA season, I did a video on Chennedy Carter, which was titled The Rise and Fall of Chennedy Carter. And the interesting thing about YouTube, if you make a prediction, it can wind up biting you in the bum. And for my money, that's probably one of the better videos I have done, but I got cocky at the end of the video and made a prediction that Chennedy Carter would not make it back to the WNBA. And despite that video being good, giving great background on what transpired during the first couple of years of her NBA career and why she would not be playing in the WNBA in 2023, I got it wrong. So I think it's only fair to start off this video with a formal apology to Chennedy Carter. I was wrong. Wrong. You're wrong. But if I'm apologizing, then the rest of the WNBA, and certainly Curt Miller, should be apologizing to her as well, as he gave her the same treatment that the Yankees gave David Justice.
No, man, I ain't paying you $7. Yankees are paying half your salary. That's what the New York Yankees think of you.
And much how the Yankees paid $3.5 million to have Justice play against them, Curt Miller paid Chennedy Carter $86K not to show up to training camp, as her contract was guaranteed, but he deemed her such a cancer and an unplayable player in the WNBA, he said go away. Not even so much as a training camp look to see, hey, is there any chance she could be value to our team? No, just go. We don't want you. Leave immediately. And to be fair to Miller, as he would defend himself and say that, we wanted more shooting from outside. We had to get more outside shooting. That's why we cut her. We were trying to change the direction of the team. After he cut her, 11 other teams had a chance to sign her, and they all passed on her. And then this offseason, Chicago Sky picked her up for a song for $76K, and now they have the best point guard in the WNBA. And yes, write your comments down below. The Back to Sports guy is being hyperbolic and trying to make up for his previous video, and that might be the case, but when I look at the numbers, she is currently the best point guard in the WNBA, and if you don't want to say the best, then she is definitely the most efficient and best value point guard in the WNBA, bar none. Let's take a look at it. On my spreadsheet, I listed all of the starting point guards in the WNBA. With Jordan Canada, I used her 2023 numbers from the LA Sparks, which got her big contract, but she really hasn't played due to her injury-riddled season. In addition, I didn't list a point guard for the Connecticut Sun, as really Thomas is the point guard for them. Of the 11 starting point guards, Plum, Ionescu, Clark, Carter, Diggins-Smith, Canada, Cloud, Williams, Van Loo, Uzan, and Clarendon, Kennedy Smith is the fourth leading scorer, averaging 15.3 points per game, just behind Caitlin Clark that averages 16 points per game. However, she is 10th on average minutes played, just in front of Leisha Clarendon. Oh, Curt Miller, I bet you're missing Chennedy Carter now, aren't you? And you can't even go after Chennedy Carter on inefficiency. Her previous 2 years before she was exiled, she shot 45% for an efficiency rating from the floor, but now she is the most efficient point guard in the WNBA. Take a look at the numbers, as her efficiency rating is 54%. Kelsey Plum is second in efficient field goal percentage at 51%, and her nemesis Caitlin Clark is at 50%. She should have made the All-Star team over Caitlin Clark if you're looking at the numbers. As the turnovers, Kennedy does not turn over the ball. And for me, I'd rather have 2.7 assists and only 1.6 turnovers versus Caitlin Clark's 7.1 assists but 5.6 turnovers per game. Now let's look at value for money. So the highest paid point guard is Diggins-Smith at $208K. Kennedy just took care of her last night. And then Plum, Ionescu, and Natasha Cloud are are all making around 200K. And then you have the second tier class of Jordan Canada, who she took the other night, and Courtney Williams. They're making about 180 to 175K. Even Clareton with the Sparks is making 100K. Chennedy Carter is only making 76K, and they have her on a restricted contract so they can match next year as well. So the Sky and Teresa Witherspoon, they have gotten so much value out of this. And this, what I mean, is giving Chennedy Carter a second chance, taking a chance a little bit outside the box, which then ties in, how is Chennedy Carter getting this done? Why and how is she so effective? In a nutshell, she is getting to the basket. I went through and got all of her shot charts and counted up her shots. From three-point range, she is shooting 20%, as she is 2 out of 10. From the mid-range game, so inside the three-point line and not touching the paint, she is shooting 34%, as she's gone 17 for 49. Now, where Chennedy is crushing it is when she gets to the paint. She is shooting 62%. She has made 111 shots out of 179. And she is just putting teams in all sorts. So if they put a player on her that's her size or slightly bigger, then she just takes them off the dribble, gets in the paint, and uses her mid-range game or inside the paint and destroys teams. Now, I am recording this tonight after the game that they played versus the Storm, and the Storm had no answer. She went for 33 points on 62% shooting from the field. In desperation, the Storm tried to put Jordan Horston on her to get somebody big on her, but it did not work, as she still got her points efficiently. A few games earlier versus the Lynx, they tried that same tactic too and put Diamond Miller on her, and they had a little bit more success as they held her to 7 of 17 shooting and 15 points. And I expect that to be the new tactic moving forward. Put a real big on her, force her to shoot from outside of the key. I'm curious to see how it works, but so far, it seems like once she gets in the paint, she is virtually unstoppable. And I guess this is a little bit of a lesson in analytics and the dangers of it, because oftentimes we use analytics to show what a player can't do and focus on that. So, i.e., I can't have Chennedy Carter or an Angel Reese on my team, as they can't spread the floor, they can't shoot from outside. We need to avoid that type of player. It's a little bit how the NFL for years and years would only take a quarterback that was 6'3" or 6'4" and had a bazooka for an arm, despite them being inaccurate, and said, no, this is the mold we need, and that's the only player that can have success. And to their credit, it appears Witherspoon and the Sky have gotten great value in picking Angel Reese number 8 in the draft and getting Chennedy Carter for a song because they can't shoot from the three-point line. Now it's over to you. Your comments, your poison. Put it down below in the comments. Do you think Chennedy Carter is going to keep continuing to ball out till the end of the season, or do you think the league will adjust with bigs and shut her down? For me, I am getting out of the Chennedy Carter doubting business, but your comments and feedback are welcome below. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good night.